It's 10:17 p.m. You're standing in your kitchen, holding your phone, reading over a message you've already typed. It's simple, clear, nothing dramatic. And still, your thumb hovers over send like something bigger is at stake. You're not confused about what you want to say. You just feel held back. Like there's more in you, but it doesn't fully come out. Why does that happen? Why does it feel like you're moving at half speed in your own life? What you may be experiencing is a quiet form of self-restraint, not the healthy kind that keeps you grounded, but the kind that slowly shrinks your expression without you noticing. In this video, I want to walk through why that feeling shows up, what might be underneath it, and one or two small ways to understand it differently. Self-restraint, in this sense, is when you consistently pull yourself back before the world ever asks you to. It's when your first thought, first idea, or first impulse gets edited down, not because it's wrong, but because it feels risky to let it stand on its own. One common reason is growing up around subtle correction. Not loud criticism. Just small adjustments. A raised eyebrow when you spoke too loudly. A gentle maybe say it like this instead. Over time, your mind may have learned that your natural tone, timing, or opinion needed refining before it was acceptable. So now, even in rooms where no one is correcting you, you correct yourself first. You soften your words in meetings. You add disclaimers to your opinions. You double-check your humor before letting it land. It feels responsible. But it also feels like holding your breath. Sometimes, it comes from a moment when being fully yourself didn't go well. Maybe you shared something honestly and someone misunderstood. Maybe you showed excitement and it was met with silence. That one memory doesn't seem dramatic, but it lingers. Your body remembers the small drop in your stomach. So now, before you get too open, too bold, too visible, you slow yourself down. You think, let's not do that again. It can look like maturity on the outside. On the inside, it's protection. Over time, another layer shows up when you start measuring yourself against invisible standards. You scroll through social media. You sit in a team call. You watch how quickly other people speak, decide, move. And you quietly compare your inside hesitation to their outside certainty. It starts to feel like everyone else is operating at full volume while you're dialed down. So you hold back a little more. You wait until you're extra sure. You trim your ideas before offering them. Not because they're weak, but because you've decided they're probably not enough. It's late afternoon, and you're in a work meeting with 8 people. The topic shifts to something you actually know well. You have a thought, clear, useful, simple. You wait for a small pause in the conversation. But someone else jumps in. You wait again. By the time there's space, the moment feels gone. So you stay quiet. The meeting ends. You close your laptop. And as you walk to the kitchen for water, your chest feels tight in a way that's hard to explain. You replay it, I could have said it. Why didn't I just say it? If you've been there, you're not strange. You might know someone who lives like this. This is what holding back can look like. It doesn't scream. It just gently edits you out of the picture. The tricky part is that self-restraint can feel like safety. It can feel responsible. It can even feel mature. And in some ways, it is. There are moments where pausing matters. Where thinking before speaking protects something important. But when it becomes your default setting, when you're always the one shrinking first, it starts to cost you something quiet. You may notice it in small decisions. You hesitate to pick the restaurant. You ask, I'm fine with whatever, even when you're not. You downplay your preferences. You laugh off compliments. None of it looks dramatic. But it builds a pattern where you slowly become less visible in your own life. There's also something softer underneath all of this. Sometimes holding back isn't about weakness. It's about wanting to belong. You may have learned that being agreeable, measured, or low impact made things smoother. So you became good at reading the room. Good at adjusting. Good at not taking up too much space. That skill can be valuable. But when it runs automatically, it can start to silence parts of you that were never meant to be hidden. If you've been feeling like you're not fully here, like you're watching yourself from a small distance, it may not mean you lack confidence. It may mean your mind has been trying to prevent discomfort. And prevention, when it runs unchecked, can look a lot like disappearance. There's a small shift that can help you notice this pattern without fighting it. The next time you feel that internal pull to edit yourself down, pause for just a few seconds and ask, what am I protecting right now? Don't try to answer perfectly. Just notice the first honest response. Maybe it's your image. Maybe it's harmony. Maybe it's the fear of being misunderstood. Naming the protection can soften its grip. It turns a vague tension into something specific. Another gentle practice is to let one small thing stand without adjusting it. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's sending the message without rereading it 4 times. Maybe it's stating your preference once, clearly, and letting it sit. You're not trying to become louder. You're just testing what happens when you don't immediately shrink. Often, nothing catastrophic follows. The world keeps moving, and you stay intact. This isn't about forcing yourself to be bold. It's about noticing when restraint is automatic instead of intentional. Because there's a difference between choosing your words and erasing them before they form. And here's something that often gets overlooked. Sometimes the part of you that holds back is tired. Tired of explaining. Tired of adjusting. Tired of calculating how you'll be received. So it chooses silence as the least exhausting option. When you see it that way, the pattern feels less like a flaw and more like a signal. You're not the only one who moves through rooms like this, present, capable, and still slightly dimmed. This is for people who seem steady on the outside but keep checking themselves on the inside. People who look composed but feel half-expressed. If that sounds familiar, it may not mean you're missing something. It may mean you've been careful for a long time. And sometimes, the first step isn't to push yourself forward. It's simply to notice where you've been holding back, and realize you were trying to stay safe. That realization alone can feel like a small breath returning.